griping about the job on the clock or on the pod. Because welcome
Well,
to another episode of Hoosier Nerds podcast. It's Chris, and Mikey should be joining later.
maybe.
I'll believe it when I see it. Tim never
I
says
know, right?
anything. Anyways,
We've
what
lost
about
him.
griping about work? I like griping about work.
Oh, this lady calls in and she's like, they gave me this phone number to call and it's the wrong number. Well, I tried the number 3 times and it wasn't the wrong number. It was the right number. She just didn't leave a message. And it was for somebody that was in the office, but I don't even schedule for. And
Oh
she
my
was like
gosh.
yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't get a hold of him. I don't know what else I can do for you.
Maybe leave a
And,
message.
but she was just seen in the office like 15 minutes prior to her calling. And she's saying that she's been calling for 3 days.
Why didn't you bring it up when you're in the office?
Because I didn't want to start a whole new, sometimes saying too much is a bad thing.
I know.
So
I've done it like twice now, where I've
I won't do it. I'm very
I've
careful
let
about
the
what I say.
sarcasm come out. I've done it like twice now, where I've let the sarcasm come out. Thankfully, I've not been caught yet. But there was one time I told somebody, I forget what the other time was, but I think it's both times. I pretty much said the same thing, where I said, "Well, the doctor sees more than just you," and I said that to a
Oh,
patient.
I got an occurrence today. I got a bad occurrence.
What happened? Did you got a scheduling error?
Yes.
What'd you do? How dare you?
Uh, I scheduled a lab in the wrong office.
Oh yeah, and if you get two more of those, you get in big trouble because a minor little mistake.
Yeah, I was thinking. I take maybe 1,500 calls a month, right?
I do about 15 to 1,600. Yeah,
Yeah. So let's say 1,400 calls, right?
yeah.
All right. So one error out of 1,400 calls is 0.0007.
You want to know what that one error keeps you from getting? A
Well,
promotion.
yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
you
At
can't
point
promote to
out of
management. You can't promote to QA. You can't promote to training because you have one scheduling
point
error.
0.0007 of a phone call, or out of all my phone calls.
Hmm.
That's a a, a, a hundredth of a percent, right?
Yeah, hundredth of a percent.
7 thousandths of a percent, or 100th of a percent. 7 thousandths, 0.0007. That's not even a percent. That's not even a half a percent. It is 7 thousandths of a percent.
Jeez.
It's keeping me from getting a promotion.
And you're not going to get, that could keep you from getting as big as a bonus. You can't. You might get docked and not a big raise like you were thinking.
7 thousandths. Okay.
Me and you were griping about that earlier. Was it today or yesterday? Where again, we gripe about it probably once every couple of months. Where one bad call out of your thousands of month you take is what affects your job. Not the other 1,000 calls where I've had nobody complain about me. I've had people
So
compliment me.
let's say
You're cutting out on me again.
1,400 calls a month,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So in 4 months, because we're at the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
0.00017. That's
You got to fix your internet. You're cutting out again.
I'm not cutting out.
I don't know. It sounds like lag. Like you got a messed up connection. Let me give me Let me check my connection. 1 second. Bless you. Everybody tell Kimberly bless her because she sneezed in the other room.
Gesundheit. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 0.00017. That is 17 thousandths out of all my phone calls for the year so far. I made one mistake.
How dare you?
That's not even a percentage. I can't believe that, but I mean, it is what it is. I can do nothing about it. I can't worry about it. You know,
That's how I
it
am.
is what it is.
I know I'm gonna. The way I see it, I've accepted I get 1, maybe 2 scheduling errors a month, but I take so many calls that it's like they compliment me every stinking time about the amount of calls I take. So it's like, do you want me to take all the calls, or do you want me to, you know? And it's like stupid mistakes where it's like, I don't even know the last one I had. Mostly it's insurance stuff because I don't care. Like, I should care, but it's like I don't care because honestly, that's the office's job, not my job.
Well, my issue is like the difference, like because it was a lab. It was a lab. It wasn't like an appointment. It was like a lab. So it started. The acronym for the office started the same. So it's very easy. Like it was like 2 off. Like I went too high. So I pushed it wrong. This is what we're talking about.
What's the acronyms?
Huh?
What are the acronyms? Do you even know them off the top of your head?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say them on the air.
Oh, okay.
I will make it up. I will cover it. Okay.
Okay.
So it will be let's say let's see BTO is where I should have went, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went BKD.
Oh, so like one of those, it's so close that if you just glanced at it, you probably could have messed up.
Exactly. Yeah, they're really close to each other on the screen. So that's an honest mistake. I didn't do it on purpose. I don't. Why am I getting an occurrence when I didn't like? It's just
Why are you getting counted off on your reports because you didn't
because I'm human.
you didn't tailor the end of your call, but you tailored the end of
But
your
I
call.
tailored the end of my call. That was my favorite one. I have to tell it. I just, Chris, I'm just trying to get through May, and then I'm gonna go. I got an email from school because I had to put my resume in as part of a assignment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna tell them that I'm gonna look for another. I'm looking. So we'll see what happens.
I will actively be looking here in the next couple months, depending on how certain things go.
I just want to see what else is out there. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah, I'm not. And we've said it before. We gripe about this game. We complain about this game. But is it a bad? Not game. Jeez. Is it a bad job? No.
No, it's a good job. It's a good gig. It's just not for me. That's the way I've got to
Yeah.
feel. I don't hate it. I just hate the pettiness that comes with it.
Mm-hmm. I hate the power trips everybody seems to be on. That's above us.
Yeah.
And to the side of us. I felt bad that I had to do it, but I noticed it. So we got 3 new people the last couple weeks. Whatever the last training class was, we got like 3 new people, and I think this was either the first week or second week on their own, but yesterday it was like the 3rd case that I'd seen where they sent it to the wrong place, and I'm like, I sent my boss a message, and I was like, you need to nip this in the butt because I've corrected 3 of these today.
You tattletaled?
It was bad because I kept getting the calls, and I was getting tired of it because it was like, hey, I sent a message and no one's responded. Or I sent a message on Friday and they haven't gotten back to me. I looked at it and they sent it to the wrong office. And I'm like, and then like the next person and then the next person. And I was like, I gotta nip this in the butt now.
Ah,
And I feel bad that I tattled, but it's like
tattletailer.
you're hurting the patients too, and I gotta, we're here for the patients. They're not getting their refills, or they're not getting this, that, or the other.
Oh, I think I just made the office do work that they didn't want to do, and so they're mad at me now.
Oh, so that argument I had that with the office today.
Yeah.
So I don't know how your insurances work, but ours is like certain HMOs. The HMOs either assign a doctor, assign an office.
Right.
But we have one that assigns. They do the office, but they'll assign like all of the Jacksonville Ascension primary care, and that's what they had. But the office called the lady an hour before her new patient appointment that she needs to update her insurance to say their office. And I got looking at it, it's like you don't need to. Why are they telling you to do this? But it was marked like cancellation if not return call in so long. So I called the office. Nope, they didn't pick up. I talked to my boss and they're like, well, try again. And if they don't pick up, send a message and tell the patient to still go because she's good. So I call the front desk and I tell them what happened and she's like, well, they have to have our office on the card. I'm like, no, St. Vincent Ambulatory Care is all of Jacksonville. She doesn't need to do it. And she's like, well, she has to have either the doctor or our office. I was like, no, I'm telling you. I'm like, do I have to get my boss to call you guys and tell you? And she's like, well, let me go ask my office manager. And I'm like, go ahead. And like 2 minutes later, she came back. Well, the office manager said that she doesn't need to update because that's right. I'm like, and I went, uh-huh. And then I was like, okay, so I'll tell her she's good to go. I'm like, I'm not even supposed to do like all this insurance stuff. I'm just supposed to make sure it's good to go and we're on it has the right doctor assigned. They should also know this. This is basic information. We learned this like week 1 of training.
Right.
So I don't know.
It wasn't. It didn't start out this bad, for the record.
No, it didn't.
It's just slowly gotten worse.
I think since summer, maybe a little before summer
Last
year.
Yeah.
And it was like quick. It was like all of a sudden we started seeing like daily or almost like once or twice a day messages from training. And then it was like QA started, getting pettier and pettier. And you know what? QA has a hard job. There's like 10 of them there's 40 schedulers in my market. So however many markets are to schedule.
If they don't mark off what they need to, then they probably get in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's just one big thing.
And then I think you said it before, and I kind of agree with it. Certain people have it in on you because they see you doing good. They're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do something petty, so they don't get promoted.
Right.
Because I swear they've probably looked at our chats because they watch our screens now, and they probably looked at our chats watching us shit talk them.
Well, probably not. They can only do that if it's up. Like when they're checking it, and I never have mine up when I'm on my phone call because I don't trust them.
I might have our chat open every once in a while.
I never have it open during a phone call. I always change it every single time.
Probably should start doing that, like switching it to our market chat. Oh,
I put it on my my mailbox.
That's a good one. I should do that. No, so last thing I want to gripe about. So one of my last calls, patient's calling in, had a car accident, wants to see her primary. And of course I tell her, you have to go to urgent care because primary can't see you for car accidents. Is that how your market is too?
It's for what? Okay, so she had a car accident. She needs a follow up.
Yes, from the hospital.
Uh-huh.
Does your market do that?
Do what?
Do they do car accident follow ups?
No, they do ER follow ups.
So in my market, if anything has to do with a car accident, you can't go to your primary care. You have to go to urgent care. We have one Georgia office that is over an hour drive from Jacksonville, Waycross, Georgia. They have no Ascension primary cares there. And when I told her you have to go to urgent care, she's like, I just was there. They can't give me a referral because they're urgent care, and that's what the primary care is supposed to do. I'm like, I'm sorry, but they won't even see you for a car accident.
Really?
So I asked my chat because I was like wanting to figure this out for the lady, and I was like, so what is this? You know, the Georgia office. What do they do for car accidents? And they said, well, the front desk should send them to an urgent care that's supposed to do it. I was like, that's just where she came from, and they told her that she has to see her primary care for that. And it was silent in the chat. Like my bosses didn't reply for like almost 5 minutes, and I responded because I was kind of done with it. I was like, so Georgia patients are kind of just shit out of luck. I didn't say shit out of luck. I said SOL.
Right.
And no one responded. So I was like, okay, they're just shit out of luck.
Basically. You're correct, sir.
And if I get in trouble for that, so be it, because it's the truth. They're shit out of luck because she did what she's supposed to do, and now she can't get the referral she needs to get us to the specialist for her foot, and she can't get med refills because primary care won't see her.
Wow. It's a racket. I knew it was a racket. I did not know how big of a racket it was.
It is.
Crazy.
Very much is.
Yeah.
Hi, Mikey.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
No, I can't hear a word you're saying.
Turn up the volume.
Well, you replied to that, so.
There you are.
Oh, I heard you from your mind. I read your mind.
You're in the truck. I'm on the move.
Okay. When did you join?
Mobile podcast just now.
Okay.
Where's your location?
Brownsburg.
Ooh, jeez.
Work truck or?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't want to get you in trouble. Get off the phone.
No.
All we've been doing so far is griping about work.
We've just been griping about work.
That's not exciting at all.
Well, that's okay.
I can gripe a little bit.
You can gripe too?
Yeah. Someone called off yesterday, so I had to do his job and mine. Mm-hmm.
Did it double it? Like, does that like double your load when that happened?
Easy.
You have to
have it.
So you have to cover that. So if you're in one section and he's in a completely different section, then you're like screwed. That just makes it that much harder, right?
Yeah. That's why I try not to miss work at all. Unless I can't get out of bed.
Right.
Like I'm at work. Because I don't want to put that burden on other people, but some people just don't realize that. Like what we have to go through to cover that.
Or they don't
I know he was on the north side of Kokomo and I kind of have the south side. So it was all Kokomo, but
so do you have to go back and forth? Are they scheduled, or do you just finish yours up and then go do?
Yeah. So they all have a due date on them. They're all the same due date, which was the next day by 7 a.m. Now I could have if I couldn't have gotten to them all, I could reschedule them, right? Then that's a whole process where I got to call the contractor and get approval to reschedule them or whatever.
Right.
But I don't like to do that, so I do them all, even though my supervisor's like, I don't expect you to do all of these, but you put them on my board, so I did them all. So,
do you have is it very much like you start? You clock in at like 7 and you're done. You're done when you're done.
Yeah, that's how I work. Some people, they end when they kind of quit when they get their required amount of hours. But I usually quit when it either gets too late, like the sun is down or when I finish my job. So
Do they drag the day out so they get more hours?
yeah, during the winter I did, of course. There's only so much you could do in a given day. Like there wasn't a lot of work, so
Right.
I would take. So usually a ticket would maybe take me 10, 15 minutes typically. Sometimes quicker, depends on what it is. And that's now. Um, and so, and then like during the winter, I drag it out for 20, 25 minutes and just, finish what I'm doing and then sit in the truck on my phone for a little bit and just kill time.
Right.
But typically text, they a normal text, they'll do a ticket. They'll do maybe at most 12 tickets a day, 12 to 14 maybe. That's kind of what we require. Sometimes it's 8 or 9. I'm pushing out like 20 plus a day.
Really?
Yeah. It's because I have to. I have to move that way in order to keep my area and other people's area.
Sure.
It's
Especially with all the work going on in Kokomo now. It's like it's that time of year where you're busy, I'm betting.
Yeah, that's what we call it, the dig season. It starts towards like the end of March ish, and it goes all the way up till like September, late September, early October, I would say.
Jeez.
We're on 10-hour days and most weekends, I would say.
Any other griping you want to get done?
No, I'm done griping.
I don't have any other bones.
Okay. So, Mikey, have you finished Fallout?
No, I did finish. I did go back and watch the last third of the first episode. So I finished the first episode. I know that. I started the second one, and then Sierra started watching it with me, and she got hooked on it.
So you had to go back.
But now she wants to watch it together, and we can't find it. We can't find a time to watch it together.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Even
Once
though
you're both hooked on the show.
I've had time. Yeah. Well, I've had time to sit there and watch it, but yeah.
You can always watch it ahead and just watch it with her later.
That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
That just starts arguments, Chris.
I know. That's why I did that one time and never did it again. No. So I'll just say
It just got a lot going on.
Okay. Hey, yeah, you got your wedding coming up here soon. Very close. It's gonna be faster and faster.
She's cutting stuff out on the Cricut and doing some grass. We're trying to finish up our invitations, get those out.
It'll be here before you know it. I'm glad I was first. I thought honestly when I got my tux size, I thought I was the last one. So I kind of put it off because prom season, I didn't want to go in during prom season. So I kind of just put it off, and finally I was like, prom season's done, so I'm gonna go in and get it done. And they're like, yeah, you're the first one. I'm like, oh, well then. But
what day is that on again?
Some people didn't think that she sent something out to. I think she sent out a text to go get the tuxes fitted or whatnot, or you guys can. And then I don't think some people realized it. So
it's August 16th.
Yeah.
At what time?
It's Friday, 3 or something.
Okay, so I gotta ask for 2 hours off.
Yeah.
I got
Do a
asked for
half
Thursday
day.
and Friday.
See, I don't do that for everybody, Mikey. You're a lucky man. See, Mikey's my friend.
I'm only asking for Friday off.
Oh, yeah, I should have asked for that entire week before my wedding. I feel bad. I feel stupid that I only did Monday. I worked Monday and Tuesday. I wish I didn't.
Shoot, when I got married, I took off just the day, but the day before.
That's
Well,
what I mean. I'm not even doing that.
I also live 2 hours from where I got married, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, that's true.
But no. So back to Fallout, not the like. But so I'm gonna just talk a little bit about Fallout. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, Mikey. Fallout. I mean, me and Kimberly finished it on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. One of the 2 days. We finished it. I'm gonna give the show a 9 out of 10 for the first season. The show was great. You don't have to watch. You don't have to have played any of the games to know what's going on. Of course, it helps. It's one of those things. You're gonna be behind on certain aspects of what's going on, but you don't need to watch the show. Play the games. So Chris, I suggest it. Walter, what's his name? Walter Goggins.
Yeah, I think it's Walt. Is it Walton? Yeah, I think it is Walton.
I don't want to say his name wrong because he killed it. So I'll start from the beginning. Ella Purnell, who plays Lucy, great throughout the entire series. It's Walton Goggins who plays the Ghoul. I've loved him since Justified. I love him even more now. I think he carried that show. Like that was like the perfect casting was him for him.
Yeah.
And then as I was watching the show, there's so many people in the show that played characters that I was like, oh my god, look who it is. Oh my god, is that who I think it is? There's like so many people that just played minor roles in the show. It's nuts. The guy, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to, he's in. I'll tell you, he's in it. The guy that does the voice for Jerry and Rick and Morty, he is in the show. I think he's in 1 or 2 episodes. But he is it. The show is great. I love where it's going. The ending teased what's happening. Of course, it teased this next season. But where they're going, I can't wait. It is my favorite part of the Fallout games. Mikey. Okay, I wasn't gonna say it because it spoiled a little bit, but you got it. There's the games. There's a lot of different places in the game, so I was kind of leaving that up in the air. But I think everybody knows which Fallout's the best.
Yeah. Well, I was like the only reason why I thought of that was because that's the only Fallout game where it has like a location in the title, right?
Yes, that's the only one with the location as the title. The other ones is like Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4.
And like 7. What was the other one?
76.
76. Okay.
That game or that show, shot all of Fallout's popularity through the roof. Fallout 76, which was almost considered pretty much a flop, is having record sales and numbers right now. It is setting records right now.
That's crazy.
Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 and Fallout 3, all at the top of the sales chart, and the 76, all at the top of the sales charts for Steam. And I think
I only
Xbox
played
also.
4. I only played 4. I didn't play anything else.
I would highly 4 is good. I would highly suggest, Mikey, you get New Vegas and play it. Your computer could definitely run it on max. Give me one moment. You could get the game.
Storage, yeah.
You could get the Fallout New Vegas and all the DLC for $20, and that is like a steal now.
To steal.
Yeah.
Steal.
For a game that in total Fallout 76, how many hours have I put on Steam? On Steam, I've only put 40 hours in it. Not a lot, but on Xbox, I probably have a couple hundred hours.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Fallout, I don't know. Fallout 4 is good. I don't know. There was something about Fallout 4 that just didn't click with me. I think it was the location. I was not a big fan of the Boston location for Fallout 4.
Okay.
And I thought like the story. Granted, Fallout's not about the main story. It's about the friends we make along the way, if you want to put it that way. But I thought Fallout 4 had a very lackluster story compared to the other ones. Now, granted, Fallout 4 has really redeemed itself in the DLC. Probably, if the Fallout 4 DLC Far Harbor probably could have been a standalone game with how good it is.
I would say DLC and mods, right?
Yeah, mods and DLC, Fallout 4 is probably better than New Vegas. But if you're talking about standalone games, New Vegas all the way.
I know I've been seeing it, like a lot of TikToks and stuff, more about Fallout and everything.
Really, you
I
haven't?
definitely tell, like, no, I have. I have
Oh.
been seeing, like, TikToks and social media stuff about it. It just, so in that instance, I can tell that it's, like you said, it's gained popularity.
Mhm. And especially the one way you can I hate to say it this way now. One way you can tell about how good a show is getting or how popular something is getting is the memes. The memes, the TikToks, the Instagram reels, whatever. If you start seeing those left and right, like I can't go a day without seeing like 5 different things about Helldivers. So you know that game is still popular. Fallout, I see a ton of Fallout things now.
Helldivers isn't in my algo.
Say again, Mikey.
I said Helldivers isn't in my algo.
What do you mean you're? Oh,
my
you're.
algorithm.
I gotcha. It took me a second to get what you're talking about. Really, it's all over mine. Like maybe it's because I have the game and I
You're a
watch a lot of
dork.
stuff on it. I am a dork. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd and I'm proud. But no, finish the show, Mikey. Chris, you should start it. It's really good, but I know you don't have
Yeah, I doubt if I will.
Prime.
Sierra's going on her bachelorette trip this weekend, so
Where is she going?
Tennessee.
It's Star Wars Day on Saturday, though, Mikey.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing Saturday. It may be watching Fallout. I don't know.
Well, you can blame Chris, the other Chris, the old Chris that you watched it. He pressured you into doing it.
Yeah, you're a bully.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the Pacers now. The Pacers play tonight at 9:00.
Okay, is that late? I was about to say,
Do they play tonight? Really?
Yeah, they play at 9. It's in Milwaukee, so it's their time.
Is it 8:00 their time?
Yeah, 8:00 their time. 9:00.
I hate when they start. That's West Coast starting time. You know?
Yeah.
9:30.
9:30. I'm asleep by then usually.
Yeah.
9:30 tonight. That's freaking ridiculous.
They don't care about us Indiana
When did
fans.
TV get so much power?
Yeah.
When they had the money. I hope they do too. Everyone's gonna say they won because of the injuries on Milwaukee.
Yeah, they don't want anything, I think.
We've had Milwaukee's number all year.
Yeah. I think Milwaukee only beat Pacers once this season. Maybe
Yeah,
twice.
I think so.
And
I think twice if you count this.
I think that's when Giannis scored 60 plus.
Yeah.
or something like that. At least more than 50. I know that.
Hey.
Other than that,
The Lakers are out.
Yeah, they're already talking about LeBron leave like that. They have not talked. I was listening to ESPN radio, and they have not talked anything about Indy or Milwaukee. It's all about the Lakers and LeBron James. Oh, LeBron James. No, but the only reason the Pacers lost that first game was freaking Dame went off.
yeah.
Yeah, they just looked off though that whole game.
True, they did
They
that.
could
They
have
did
hit a
look off.
3. They could have hit a 3 to save their life. It was, it was rib.
It's hard to watch. That is so hard to watch that basketball. It's not good basketball.
I know. I just watch the highlights anymore. Like if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll watch. But it's like unless I'm there, I can't stand them just running down, lobbing up a 3, and then going back on defense, which isn't even
There's no
defense.
rebounding. What kind of player would Dennis Rodman be in this kind of offense?
How many rebounds did he average? 20 rebounds a game.
It's unbelievable because that was his job.
He would
His
have
job was to
he would have
rebound and
averaged
get to
30
the-
rebounds a game.
Exactly what he did. He knew his role and he did it well.
Yep. Rebound the ball and defense. That's all
Yes.
he did. And then he couldn't really score past 12 feet, but he could score when he needed to. He just couldn't really.
Shaq, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they wrap it up tonight and we can go on. And who they play? Will they play the Knicks? I don't know the bracket. Let me see the bracket. I've got the bracket up. They would play the winner of the Knicks and the 76ers.
Which will be
Is
the Knicks.
Mathurian out for the season?
Who?
Benedict Mathurian.
Oh, Benedict Mathurin? Yeah.
Yeah, he's out for the season. Okay. I didn't know if
Yeah.
maybe there's a chance he could come back in like a later playoff game or something, like if they make it deep. He could pull Kyle Schwarber back in 2016.
I don't know. I think they said if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the finals, he could make it back. But at that point, he might as well just rest it up the rest of the year.
They would play the Knicks. They are beating the 76ers now, and they have a 3-1 game lead in the series.
Oh, they're beating him now?
Yeah, so if the Knicks win tonight, then if the Pacers win tonight and the Knicks win tonight, they play the next round.
Ooh.
Wow, that's classic
I know.
rivalry.
Isn't it? That is.
What was that rivalry card? Something versus the Hicks?
Knicks versus Hicks.
I think the biggest rival. I think Pacers' rival now is Miami because of those runs when LeBron was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think NBA really has rivals anymore.
Not like they did. No, I mean there was always tension in between like a Knicks game and a Pacer game, and they're not allowed to trash talk anymore. Now they trash talk.
Yeah. Like I saw the last Pacer game. Is it Porter or Portis got ejected?
Yeah, there was a fight, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a scuffle. I think.
See, that's what we need. Fighting and garbage talking. That's what we need.
Well, they're so soft anymore that you get in their head just by talking.
He hurt my. Did you see LeBron reacted to a fan who was calling him a crybaby?
No, I didn't. What did he do?
Ejected?
He he didn't have him kicked out. No, it was a woman, because he was crying about not getting a foul called like he always does, right? And he's running down the court, and she's doing the big wow tears, with her hands. Calls him a crybaby, and he flexes on her.
Okay.
Like what? I was like, you're an a-hole, dude. Like the biggest a-hole in the world.
What does the flex do for you?
He was like, "Did you see her? She's scared." That's kind of like what she was doing. I didn't really noticed that. But what's he gonna do? Beat up a fan because they called him a crybaby?
Nah, he ain't. He ain't Artest.
I think I deserved it. What's he doing on the floor? Anybody on the floor is free game, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Artest went up into the stands and beat the shit out of a fan.
Well, that guy deserved it too.
He did throw a beer at the
I'm on
situation was
Artest's
cooled
side.
off. I am on Artest's side. The situation was cooled off. Everybody was chill, calming down, and here comes a beer bottle out of the stands or a beer cup out of the stands.
God, that was a nightmare.
And then we had a
I
malice.
watched that live.
So did I.
I think I did. I might have. I don't remember. I doubt I did, but I might have saw like news things about it. I know I watched that documentary or something about it.
Dude, that documentary's great.
It is.
I forget what it's called. It's on Netflix, right?
Malice in the Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was the Malice in the Palace. Yeah, that was insane. And then, the NBA took the Pacers' chance away with them by kicking Artest out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how freaking nuts it became. Like, I thought it was simply just maybe like he going up into the stands and, fighting someone, not like the whole team.
Well,
And like a bunch of I can't think of a bunch of other people.
security.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no security whatsoever. That was on Detroit. Yeah, that's true.
And I think for the most part, most of the other Pacers players went up there to get Artest out. From what if I remember I need to watch the documentary again. But it's like the fans started coming down and throwing hands, so they were like defending themselves then.
Oh, that was a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Speaking of messes in sports, there's a cheating scandal going on in the IndyCar series.
Oh, I saw that. How did they cheat?
So every IndyCar and engine has a code. They have a push to pass, right? So they push this button and it gives them like so many seconds of 50 extra horsepower, right?
I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, but they only activate it. The race control has control, so they can activate it after the first lap of the start of the race or a restart, right? So Team Penske, owned by Roger Penske, who also owns the IndyCar series, they coded their engines to override. So Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin and Will Power, all three had access to push to pass after the right on the start and the restart at St. Pete. Will Power didn't use his at all because he knows better. Scott McLaughlin used his once, and Joseph Newgarden used it a few times. So the penalty was they got their prize money taken away, and Joseph Newgarden won the first race of the series, and Scott McLaughlin finished third. They were both disqualified. So Newgarden gives up the win. They took the win. They stripped him of his win.
Oof.
So Pato O'Ward, who drives for McLaren, won a race without leading a single lap.
That's got to be a first.
Yeah, that's the craziest stat I've ever heard in my life. But I don't think it's harsh enough penalty.
No, that's that is like a super unfair advantage.
This is so cheating, and it was blatant. Like they knew, like he knew he was cheating. Like it was a blatant cheat. It wasn't an accidental cheat. It was blatant. I think they should. I wouldn't have let him race in the last race. They had a race this weekend. I wouldn't have let him race there, and I would suspend like the team, the guy in charge of the race team, for the rest of the year. That's exactly what I would have done.
Were they able to so how do they know how many times they used it?
They can go back and look at the data because.
Oh, okay.
And check this out. They wouldn't have known about it if there wasn't a glitch in the system when they raced in Long Beach. So it was still there for Long Beach, but there was a glitch in the computer system, and that's how they found that's how they found it. And then they went back to the race at St. Pete and noticed that they were cheating. They almost got away with it.
We would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you dang kids.
Right. So on the eve of the month of May and the Indy 500,
They should have banned him from the 500.
I would have banned him from the last race. At least make him find 3 other drivers to get it. Well, 2 of them. 2 of them were the ones that.
Did he get? So the other guy didn't get penalized at all?
Yeah, he got a 10-point deduction.
Okay, well, that's
But
what you
he
should.
got the-
That's
but he didn't
that's
use it.
kind of fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had no problem with that. He didn't do anything. So.
This is F1 or is this IndyCar?
No, that's IndyCar.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that F1 was cheating too or something. Somebody.
They always can't cheat. I mean, I'm all for cheating. Cheating ain't cheating unless you get caught. But they flat got busted, and now you got to pay the piper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've been cheating in racing for years. Like NASCAR, they used to cheat all the time in NASCAR.
Let's be honest. Everybody cheats. They just don't get caught.
That's right. It's okay to cheat, but it ain't cheating unless you get caught. If you get caught, then you cheat.
Look at Bill Belichick. He never got caught. He got caught cheating, but he still did it.
That's right.
Look at Bill Clinton.
That's right. So that's my sports news. Oh, well, then we have the draft. We forgot about the draft, guys.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up. See how'd you think the Raiders went? I heard they picked up a pretty good a guy from Army. I forget what his name was.
Yeah, they picked up.
Like
He's the best. He's the best tight end in the pick, basically.
Oh, he played for Army?
No, he played for.
He played for. I don't remember.
Did he play for? I don't know who he played for. It shows how much I care. They wanted Penix though. That was the goal. They needed a quarterback.
I think that's such a dumb move by Atlanta.
I know. That's all I've been hearing.
They tweeted this out yesterday. I put it in the thing. This was on their X. So why would you spend $130 million on a contract on a quarterback, and then go draft a quarterback?
Did you see the video that got released about the it showed the GM like right after the pick, like trying to explain it to the owner.
I didn't understand that pick.
I get picked. Cousins only has a few more years. Let's be honest. He only has a few more years. I get, getting your rookie quarterback to be behind him, but there's a difference between like that is almost as bad as the Love pick.
I don't understand. Well, yeah, but was he that far up? He wasn't that far up, was he?
No, that was like the end of the first round.
Brock Bowers he was tight end for Georgia. That's who the Raiders got.
It was top 10. It was like the 8th pick. It was the 8th pick.
Who, Jordan Love?
Penix was the 8th pick. No. Oh, Jordan Love. Oh, I thought you were talking about Penix.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Jordan Love.
Okay. See, but the thing is, what I heard on Pat's show today, or it was yesterday, but I listened to the podcast today, was like a smarter move would have been like Atlanta moving back and trading with the Jets. If it was, I think they were saying like that trade could have happened where, they could have went back to 10, Jets would have went to 8 or something. They would have still got Penix, and they would have got maybe another pick like in the 4th. They could have done that. But also with the Love comparison, which I've heard, was like Aaron Rodgers at least has been on the team for a while, right? And he's got the respect of the locker room.
Yeah, they didn't just sign him to $100 million contract.
Cousins probably hasn't even entered the building yet. And if he has, it's probably only briefly
signed a paper.
And like,
what a dick.
yeah, he doesn't. Nobody really knows him on the team unless from what they've seen on TV and stuff. They don't
Right.
know who he is really. So it's basically two brand new quarterbacks, and like, what side are they gonna choose? Who are they gonna like better? Like, how's Kirk Cousins supposed to get like? Yeah, he's the veteran, I guess, but it's a different situation than it is with
I mean, if he'd have been there a
Rodgers.
year,
It
if
is.
he was there a year, I could understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But to just sign him in the offseason and then draft a rookie, that's a bold move. Like a high profile rookie. It wasn't like, second
Wasn't
round.
he
It-
like the top quarterback pick in the draft, or
No.
like top 2 or 3?
Well, no, how many quarterbacks went ahead of him? Well, Bo Nix went after him. Caleb Williams went
I think
first.
it was
I
like
think he's going to be
I
a
think it was
bust.
3. I think it was 3.
I think he was
because
3, yeah.
Yeah, it was. There's Jaden. What I can't remember his name. Drake May and
Yeah, it was that
Jaden
kid from
Phillips.
hang
Jaden,
on.
I can't remember his name.
Jaden Daniels at LSU.
Dan-
Actually, he was
Dan-
before.
okay, yeah,
Caleb Williams went first. Jaden Daniels went
Caleb,
second.
yeah,
Drake May
yeah,
went third to New
yeah,
England. Then Penix.
yeah.
Then McCarthy went at 10. Bo Nix went at 12. The Raiders picked 13, and they got a tight end. So, what a mess.
What do you guys think of the Colts pick?
Smart.
I like it. They needed an edge
Yeah,
rusher.
yeah. He's the first defensive guy, probably the best one in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an expensive position where they have that 5th-year option. So
Yep.
Didn't they draft a quarterback, though, too?
I don't think so.
I think they did.
No, they didn't. I'm looking at the official ESPN. They picked the Laiata Latu, or however you say his name, the edge first.
Yeah.
And then round
Yeah,
2 was
yeah,
a receiver, then an offensive tackle, center, wide receiver, linebacker, safety, corner, DT.
Okay, that's right.
So you might have got mixed up with the corner and the corner and the quarterback. Did not mean to be yawning already. But who did the Raiders pick? I forget.
They picked Brock Bowers out of Georgia.
What position is he?
It's tight end. They
Tight
say he's one of the best.
that was their first pick. Yeah.
That's a big
Oh.
pick.
That you need that.
Yeah, they let's see here. They picked. I got it right here in front of me. They picked Brock Bowers. They got a guard, the second round, a tackle in the third. So they're getting people on the line. That's good. They got a cornerback. They got a linebacker out of Ohio State. That guy's a big boy. They got a running back out of New Hampshire, a safety from the Air Force, and a corner from Pitt.
Yeah, I heard that safety is a pretty good pick.
Yeah, that
Pretty
Trey
good.
Taylor. I've heard that too. Let's see here. He played 13 games. He had 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, and 74 tackles. Pretty good. So we'll see.
Tim's not here to talk about his Cowboys. I don't even know who they picked.
Don't worry, it's their year this year. They got Zeke back. It's their year.
They did?
Yeah, they signed Zeke
Yeah.
again.
No.
Yeah.
Just for 1 year. It was just a 1-year contract, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
On purpose?
Yeah, they signed Zeke back on purpose.
On purpose. Damn, that's insulting.
Where was he last year?
New England?
Yeah, New England, because they made a big deal about it because they were acting like him and Mac Jones and Belichick were going to be the next big thing.
Oh, God, Mac Jones is terrible.
Their
That's why they
O-line was
drafted a
terrible.
That's why they drafted a quarterback.
I can't wait for the NFL season on Pat's show on Mondays with Belichick. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Belichick was hilarious on his show.
Yeah.
Did you
he's
see
very
they can
good.
wear the sissy head cover things on their helmets if they want to?
I like that. I think that's good. If you're,
I don't-
that would have been good for.
They barely hit as it is.
No, why
Now
would
we
that
gotta
would have
add
been
a
good for
frickin-
Austin
just wrap
Collie
him
would
in
be in the
bubble
league
wrap.
still.
Huh?
no, what-
Austin Collie
like,
would be
the
in the
first
league
thing-
still.
They don't
the
hit like
first thing
that
I
anymore.
thought
though.
of- Yeah, but the first thing I thought of was, why would you wear that when you have these cool helmets? Like, a lot of them have like, all like even the alternate ones, really the ones I'm thinking about
Oh,
with
yeah.
the different like art and stuff on them.
You
I don't
know,
know,
anybody
why
who
would
wears
you
that
wear
out
that?
on the field, I'm sorry, is a target.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing for people that are concussion prone.
See,
I think
you're
it's a
the
good thing.
downfall of the NFL, Chris.
No, I'm not.
People
I think
like you.
the whole getting rid of the
It's
hip
too
tackle, that's
scar-
retarded.
Oh, it's scary, dangerous. Oh, then don't play the game if you're afraid. They're getting paid millions of dollars. They know the risk. Don't ruin it by putting bubble wrap on their head.
It's safety. You want these guys to play longer. I bet you would have loved to have. I'm trying to think of
I
somebody.
played in an era when these guys went head on all the time. So your excuse is
It's
very
like-
good.
I love the highlights. It comes out every couple months. It seems like, but it's like the highlight intro reel for Fox NFL Sunday, and every single tackle they show or every single play they show from like the '80s, it would be a flag today.
They are not even allowed to hip drag. How
Yeah,
are
that's
these guys
stupid.
gonna? You're worried about their heads. They can't even tackle right now. Their head
Derrick-
is the last thing we need to worry about.
Derrick
Oh,
Henry's going to get a 300-yard game without being able to
It's-
drag him.
yeah, it's ridiculous. They're ruining the game.
it'd be
They
like-
are.
It's gonna
It's
be
like-
like the Blitz football game with the big heads.
Hey yo, NFL Blitz was great.
I did the same with
Vector
that, but
football.
it's gonna be like,
I
Which
remember me and
sport has
Zach
been-
used to play the crap out of that game, and we didn't even care
Oh,
about
yeah.
scoring. We was like, who's going to break it, the next player's leg?
Every sport has been ruined because of by just everything. Baseball's ruined by instant replay at the plate, and they instant replay everything. The NFL now with no hip drag, no, you can wear a bubble on your head if you're scared to get hurt. It's just. I'm sorry. It's like I said in with IndyCar and the windshield, and it's like watching edited porn. I don't like my filth this clean. I want an element of danger to sports. That's the reason why I watch the NFL. I'm sorry.
He doesn't want that Christian porn.
No, that's exactly right. I don't want to see it. Don't cut it off. Let's just show the whole thing. They know the risks. Everybody knows the risks. That's the way I feel. And you're getting paid an exorbitant amount of money for that risk. That is the chance you take. That's why you get paid a lot of money. The guy. So let's look at it this way, Chris. So the guy that changes the light bulb or that checks how about the guy that checks the smoke alarms in the apartment complex ain't gonna make the same amount of money as the guy that climbs the cell phone towers to change the light bulbs out, is he? No, the other guy's going to make that much more money because of the risk. He realizes he could fall to his death, but he's willing to take that risk for the extra paycheck. The NFL is the same way. You're willing to take that risk for the extra paycheck.
But why, when they have these nice helmets that reduce the chance of concussion?
Don't play. Just sit on the sideline. In fact, dress up like a cheerleader. Why don't you do that? But you're a guy dressed like a girl in a cheerleader's outfit. You're not even trying to be a girl. You're just being humiliated. That's what.
I mean, we got to accept those people nowadays, Chris. Come on now.
Just saying.
the all-inclusive league now.
Yeah. Just wait. Before you know it, Chris, you're going to have your first tranny in the league.
Oh, it's not far behind. Well, no, that'll be in the WNBA before it'll be in the NFL.
Speaking of WNBA, I would be lying if I said I'm not excited to watch a Fever game or two this year.
I will not watch 1 minute of the Fever game. And that's nothing against the Fever. That's nothing against Caitlin Clark. I have never watched the WNBA ever, and this isn't going to change my mind. Just saying. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I have no desire. It's like watching soccer. I'm not going to watch soccer. Right. You know.
Hey, no, I like soccer. During the World Cup and the Olympics, I'm all about USA Soccer.
I don't watch a minute of soccer.
Or the I can't think of the big European league where all the clubs play.
I don't even know because I don't watch soccer. I mean, if they're good, good for them. I hope they win. They're an Indiana team. I hope they win. It doesn't mean I'm going to watch them though. I probably won't even go to a game.
Speaking of Indiana team, did you see that Indianapolis is trying to get a MLS team?
Dude, they're totally screwing over like the football.
Indy 11.
Yes.
Oh, I know. That is so. The Indy there's two. It's kind of like the NFL and the AFL back in the day, or the ABA and the NBA. You got the MLS, and then you got the secondary league.
Right.
And that's what the Indy 11 is. They're pro, but they're not.
They're fairly popular, aren't they?
Indy 11's huge in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
they are
that's
like.
What I thought.
And granted, I wouldn't watch it on TV. But if somebody invited me, hey, I got a ticket. You want to go with me? Sure, I'll go sit and watch a game with you.
I will, just to see what the hype is all about. Yeah, I'm not going to buy a ticket.
Yeah, and like you said, they built their own stadium in Indianapolis. Granted, it's not that big. But you know what? They have a nice stadium to play pro football or soccer. Right. And they're trying to get an MLS team. I think Indianapolis should push for a hockey team, like a pro hockey team, not just the Indianapolis Fuel, but like
the Indy Fuel, not the Indianapolis Fuel.
Whatever. They play at the state. They play at the old state fairgrounds. But no, I would much rather have an MLB team in Indianapolis or an NHL team than an MLS team. We already have a pro soccer team, and that's the Indy 11.
I like the idea of having a AAA team because, you know what? The tickets are cheap, and you get good seats for inexpensive price, and you still
the Savannah Bananas come to town every once in a while.
Those tickets are outrageous too.
Savannah Bananas, I thought their tickets are only $20. I thought.
It's a nightmare. That's what I heard last year. Was a nightmare.
I thought
they in major league stadiums. They do actually.
They sold out the Houston one or the.
Yeah, that's where they need to play. They don't need to come to. I'm sorry, There's, the it's like, I don't know. I can't compare it like the Harlem Globetrotters, but they did come to Kokomo one time. I saw them.
I did too.
The Harlem Globetrotters played at Memorial Gym.
Mm-hmm. Did what's his face in Kokomo decide where he's going yet?
Flory, Mr. Basketball.
Yeah, Mr. Basketball himself.
Yeah, he's going to Kansas.
Okay, I don't blame him. Kansas is a good program.
Yeah. He'll be in the transfer portal for too long.
Yeah. I think the transfer portal killed college basketball, college sports.
It's killing college. You know what? NIL and the transfer portal is killing college sports.
Yeah.
And then these kids, somebody said it like it was like somebody in the NFL, and they were like, these kids are getting money that they've never seen before at 19 years old, and they can't control themselves. They don't have to have the maturity level.
What was they showed I think it was Ohio State park, their college, the football parking lot, and it was just it was all Challengers or Chargers with Scat Packs or Porsches. It was all cars that yeah, they're making money, but how many of these kids are actually going to make it to the NFL now?
Exactly.
I'm all for them making their money, and if that's their opportunity they have, go right for it, make your money, kid. But somebody needs to tell them how that don't waste it all on cars.
Oh, they're going to blow right through that money.
There's
And
a
then, like you said,
reason.
like you said, how many of them are going to go to?
What is it? Only like 7% of college players
Not
ever
even
make it to the
that.
pro. I gotta look it up. One moment. Percent of college, 1.6%.
Yeah.
Make it to the NFL. And like I said, I'm all for them getting their money.
Nope.
And if it's an option, get it. But
Nope.
the college
Scholarships
needs to be teaching them how to, spend their money.
Free scholarship.
Oh, I know. I would have killed for a free scholarship like that.
Free. You know what? Go to school. Learn something with your free education, because you're not going to make it in the NFL because you are maybe that much slower than somebody else. So it's just the way it is. But
Anyways,
anyways,
anybody got anything else?
no, I watched two Nutbusters real quick. I'll throw these out because
Okay.
one of them is really funny. So one of them was this movie called The Great Texas Dynamite Chase, and these women were robbing banks with with dynamite. It was horribly bad, and yes, just because it's in Texas, every chase scene in it had a banjo. Um, naked women, but they robbed banks throughout the South in Texas, obviously. But Texas looked nothing like California. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay. Even though that they shot it in California. So, but I watched this other movie, right? And it was called The Beyond from 1981. A young woman inherits an old hotel in Louisiana where, following a series of supernatural accidents, she learns that the building was built over one of the entrances of hell, right? So this poor guy goes down in the basement. He's the plumber, Joe the plumber. He goes down in the basement to fix the plumbing because there's a leak. And the next thing you know, old Joe's a zombie. And it turns into like a zombie movie. Like zombies are chasing them around, and it is horribly, horribly bad. But it was violent as hell. Like for 1981, there's a lot of violence in this movie, a lot of blood. It makes no sense whatsoever. But the best part, holy shit. So, like, this woman is at the hospital, right? And that's where the dead people turn into zombies, okay? So she's got a dog with her. Well, the dog bites the zombie. And the zombie in the movie looks like, what's his name? Doug from Hocus Pocus. That's what he reminded me of. So the dog bites Doug from Hocus Pocus and turns into a zombie dog and starts biting the woman, right? But it's obviously like the dog's biting the woman's neck, and it is so obvious that the head of the dog is a puppet, like on a hand, like a hand puppet. It is the worst special effects I've ever seen. But I would watch it again. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of that stuff was funny and it wasn't supposed to be. I'm talking eyeballs popping out and very gruesome, but I couldn't stop laughing. That's how bad this movie is.
So it's one of those. It's so bad, it's good.
It is, yeah. It is so bad, it is good. That is correct. It is called The Beyond, and it is on Peacock if y'all want to watch it. Peacock, Plex, or Pluto, or Tubi, or Amazon Prime. There you go, Chris. And also, I do want to throw out that I saw the 45th anniversary of Alien this past weekend. The original Alien from 1979. You know why that picture looks so good, and it still stands the test of time?
Practical effects.
the practical effects. It's exactly right, Chris. Everything was a set. There was no CGI. Everything was practical, and
You know,
they had
I'm
to get.
all for some CGI, but I'm getting tired of it. It's like the entire movie's in front of a blue screen or a green screen, whatever
Well,
they
like
use
so,
now.
like the new Aliens coming out, right?
Mhm.
So the director of the new Alien movie talked to the director of Alien, right?
Yeah,
Which was not Rennie Harlan. Who was it?
Peter Jackson,
No, not Peter Jackson. Hang on.
George Lucas,
No, not George Lucas. But George Lucas, yeah, was he did bring up George Lucas.
Steven Spielberg.
No. I'm looking to see who the freaking director was, and I can't find it because I'm in a hurry. Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott. So Ridley Scott is being interviewed by this guy, and he talks about how they get to the set of this one place where, but the set is smaller than they anticipated, right? And he's like, "How am I going to pull this off?" So he shot the scene because it's astronauts going into a ship, right? Or well, it's like people going to a ship, so they're dressed up like astronauts in space outfits. And so, because the set was smaller than they anticipated, he used kids in spacesuits and shot it through a television screen, like you're watching the television screen as opposed to like a monitor
Yeah.
instead of watching it. That's how he shot it to get away with that shot.
Who, Ridley Scott or this new guy?
Yes. No, Ridley Scott. He had to get creative. He's like, how am I going to pull this off without it making it look bad? So he, instead of using adults, he used kids, and he shot it through a TV monitor because all they were watching through cameras and stuff. So, I mean, that's a genius move. That is a genius director move.
Yeah, that's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, dude, the practical effects, the sets are so. I was like, this is amazing. Why can't we have this anymore? You know, it was all just like gritty and dirty and dark because you're in space. But that movie holds up like really, really well. That's still a great movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time. Now I'm going to watch Aliens sequel.
Aliens that is one of the few cases Aliens where the sequel is better than the original.
It is, yeah, because there's more action.
Yeah, and that's it. That's pretty much it. There's more action, and that's about it. But I still there's not many movies where the sequel's better. Star Wars is one of them, where Empire is better than the original. But really, the only ones I can think of where the sequels are better are the greats: Star Wars, Aliens, Lord of the Rings,
Godfather, Rocky 2's better than
Rocky. What's it called? Indiana
Rocky 3's
Jones.
better.
I think the third Indiana Jones is better than the first two.
The third Indiana Jones, yeah. Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the greats. It's the greats where they can keep the momentum and expand it.
Yeah, sure. 100%.
But we're gonna leave it on that because we're the greats and we're gonna expand it and everything. You can catch us at Hoosier Nerds on Facebook, Pod Nerds on Twitter. You can watch and listen to us at YouTube and your favorite podcasting sites such as Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, and Amazon.
There you go.
There we go. Now you know we're the great nerds.
Hoosier Nerds.